A very good morning to my beloved panels. My name is Hon Pei Ming, and today I would like to present about my final year project, which is two-stroke small engine test rig design and its engine performance analysis. My supervisor is Dr. Norida binti Muhammad. For the content, it includes research background, problem statement and objective, scope of study, literature review, methodology, results and discussion, conclusion and recommendation. First, let me introduce the research background. Most of the engine test rigs are available to test from medium to large engine, but it is difficult to test the performance of a small engine. Although it is possible to test a small engine using larger engine test rig, but it will be insufficient result. Hence, this research will focus on design a small engine test rig and conduct experiment to test the performance of engine and analyze the result. And also research background, the difference between big engine test rig and small engine test rig. For big engine test rig, it only can use to test the performance of large 4-stroke engine. To test a small engine using larger engine test rig will get insufficient result. Then more money need to invest, but the result get is less precision. For small engine test rig, it is able to test the performance of small 2-stroke engine. It can get more accurate result when testing small engine, and less money to invest in build a small engine test rig. The problems statement of this research are: first, how to study the performance of a small 2-stroke engine with experiment technique. Second, the budget of the research is limited, but result should be accurate. And the objective is to design small engine test rig for 2-stroke 30cc engine using alternator as dynamometer. Second, to build a small engine test rig, and third, to test the performance of the engine. The scope of study is in two parts, which is hardware parts and software parts. For hardware parts, first, to collect and select cheapest components and material of engine test rig. Second, use welding skill to fabricate the platform of engine test rig. Third, use suitable alternator to act as the dynamometer for engine test rig. For the software parts, is design small engine test rig using SolidWorks software. And the literature review. First it's from A.J. Marty and M.A. Plain in 2007. The findings are stated: there are so many types of dynamometer. The principle of dynamometer operation is to allow the casing to shrink freely. Second, J. Izavek 2006. Engine performance theory could be divided into two areas, such as to learn performance of engine using dynamometer and to repair and maintain engine through diagnostic analysis system. With the result is the efficient operation of engine of all design. Third, M.T. 1998. In the former case, high efficiency is desired. In the latter case, lightness, simplicity, and high power output are sought. And fourth, G.P. Blake, 1996. The form of engine is using crankcase compression for the introduction process. including the control of the timing and area of the exhaust transfer and intake props by piston. And the last one, N. Bergman 2003. In the future, engine manufacturers must come out with new cost-efficient engine technologies that still deliver the same or improved performance to meet customer satisfaction. And now is the methodology. So this is the flow chart of the project. Starting is get a title, and then writing a proposal and approval from lecturer. After that, design a model, build the engine test rig, and run the experiment. And then calibration. After that, collecting data and submit report. This is the experiment setup for the engine test rig. The alternator is connected to the electric circuit of bulb and the terminal of car battery. So the digital voltmeter will display the voltage produced from the alternator. Next is the result and discussion. This from this figure 1, is showing the graph of torque against lot for speed of 1000 rpm. From this graph, the highest value of torque generated is 0.19 Newton meter when the load applied is 20 watt, and the lowest of torque generated is 0.04774 Newton meter when the load applied is 5 watt. And the second graph from the graph generated, the highest value of torque generated is 0.09549 Newton meter when the load applied is 20 watts, and the lowest torque generated is 0.2387 Newton meter when the load applied is 5 watts. We can see that it is increasing linearly as the load increase. Figure 3 also showing the graph of torque against load for speed of 3000 rpm. From this graph, the highest value of torque generated is 0.06366 Newton meter when the load applied is 20 watt, and the lowest of torque generated is 0.1591 Newton meter when the load applied is 5 watt. And the last graph is the graph of torque against load for speed of 4000 rpm. From the graph plotted, the highest value of torque generated is 0.4774 Newton meter when the load applied is 20 watt, and the lowest value of torque generated is 0.01193 Newton meter when the load applied is 5 watt. The discussion. First, from the result getting from conducting experiment, the torque generated from the engine will increase if the given load is increased. Second, the voltage generated from alternator will decrease if the load of bulb is increased, because the amount of load will affect the voltage generated from alternator. Third, voltage will increase if the engine speed is rotated in higher revolution per minute. For the last part is the conclusion and recommendation. First, after doing this research, it can conclude that the small engine test rate for 2-stroke 30cc engine test rate using alternator as dynamometer had been designed successfully. Second, the small engine test rate used to test the performance of engine has been successfully built and able to conduct the experiment. Third, the performance of engine can be tested. And fourth, the data collected from the experiment shows that the small 2-stroke engine test rate 2-stroke engine test rate was able to test the performance. Third, the data collected from the experiment shows that the small 2-stroke engine test rate was able to test the performance of engine in terms of voltage, current, and torque. For recommendation, we can put some damper like washer between the joint of each test rate part, or put the test rate above a used motorcycle tire will reduce the vibration produced from the engine. For further research, the load of bulb can increase to get better result. And last one, the engine performance can be improved by using high quality 2-stroke engine oil like Shell VSX or Petronas Sprinter 5000, where it can improve the combustion process and reduce the pollution. That's all from me. Thank you for listening, and thank you very much for your attention.